In this energy reading and healing, we are going to explore confusion, the feeling of confusion, the experience of confusion, and the state that confusion can leave us in. Hello, my name is Rebel Black, and I am a human agronomist and metaphysical muse gifted with the art of guiding people to experience their deepest desires, to move through their pain, and live as their most enlivened, energetic expression. In this session, I shall be guiding you through a protocol called forensic healing, with the pure intention for you to experience energetic alignment and healing as a result of this experience. Of course, healing can only occur when all parties involved in the healing space take full responsibility for their own well-being and when they also believe that healing can occur. I want you to know that I have full faith that whatever it is that you are listening to this to resolve, heal, or clear can be achieved, and whatever messages, memories, or insights you gain today, you are ready to receive, and it will be in your highest good to heal and activate. I want you to know that you are safe in this healing. So please make sure you are in a place where you feel safe. Forensic healing does not promote the functions of medical diagnosis or prescribed medication. So please consider what is explored in this session as general in nature and seek further medical support from a qualified physician should you feel the need to. I like to describe forensic healing as a tool that helps identify, make sense of, and get to the root cause of any patterns that have played a big role in our life but are now limiting us, and to heal that pattern once and for all. Most healing is symptom focused, but forensic healing gets to the truth and heals forward and backwards in our lineage, allowing us to be free and for us to experience life in new ways. It is particularly useful for healing the root cause of any symptoms you might be experiencing in your life, including in relationships, career, finances, physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, and in your life in general. As I work through this healing protocol, I shall be using a number of different scan lists to identify the key aspects of the case. You may hear me counting numbers, or there may be periods of silence. What I'm doing in those moments is using muscle testing to tune into the correct information on the scan list as it relates to your case in particular. The information I share as we move through the protocol may trigger particular memories for you. Trust that these memories are clues to the pattern and are often your first or one of your first experiences of the pattern in your life. And I want you to know that if something is triggered for you and you feel deeply or strongly as a result, you won't experience the feeling for long if you really allow yourself the time and space to feel the feelings that come up and continue to move through with the healing. This protocol works really effectively and quickly. And I want you to remember you can pause this recording at any time and take notes, express the emotion, move your body, but I do recommend that you listen to the whole session in one sitting. It is now time to set your intention for this healing. What is it that you are here to be guided on? Is there something that is causing you distress or discomfort that you want to explore or shift? Is there a bigger intention you are looking for, or are simply trusting you will be guided? Please note this down somewhere so you can refer to it at the end. Our relationship to our body is really important in healing, as it provides messages, and we use it as a way to identify whether our healing work is having an effect. So, for your reference, please note down the answers to the next few questions, as we will refer to them at the end of the healing. So, can I ask that you please now tune into your body and scan with your mind's eye to see if there are any areas of discomfort or disharmony. Identify where the sensation is and give the sensation a rating out of 10. 0 being barely noticeable, and 10 being incredibly sensational. I'm now going to invite you to get to know this sensation a bit better. Please just trust that the first thing that comes to mind is the right thing, even if it seems odd. When you tune into the sensation, what shape is it? Does it have color? What color is it? Is it moving or static? And what feeling or emotion does it tell you it is? Now we are ready to heal. I've already opened the healing case, so we will move straight into the forensic healing protocols. So please make sure that you're comfortable, in a place you won't be disturbed, and perhaps you have some water and tissues nearby. Enjoy. So in the context of confusion, which is what we're doing this energy reading and healing on, the very first thing that tests up in the protocol is the archetype of the wise old man and the wise old woman, which usually relates to guidance, knowledge, and wisdom and smart. And I think in this instance, it's really relating to that part of ourself that perhaps we've become confused about at some point. So the two life patterns that came through were judgment and overwhelm. And judgment can stem from childhood when we might have felt rejected or judged. The love that we received might have been conditional, and we probably now judge ourselves, wondering if we're good enough. The self-talk has been negative. We've felt judged by others and spent too much time in our head. We need to know that we're just perfect the way we are, and everyone else is also perfect, to be kinder to ourselves. When we feel challenged, say, I choose to love myself. Thank you for reminding me to love myself. And the other life pattern was overwhelm, and it's around this sort of feeling of hopelessness in situations that we can't control, and the stress gets stored in the body, which then affects health and relationships. The emotions could include anxiety, fear, and confusion, feel like taking on the weight of the world, including other people's problems. And the thing that we need to realize is that we're not here to suffer and take on other people's stress. You're here to experience peace. And so the mantra is, thank you for reminding me to feel peace. I choose to feel peace. Disempowerment came through as the emotion that relates to this kind of constant confusion. And the opposite of that, of course, is empowered. And so I think often we end up in an incorrect relationship around around power, and this then leads us to feel confused because we're experiencing power in multiple different facets. Empowered from within, power over, power in relationship to control. So it can be quite a confusing dynamic and relationship. The negative belief system that came through was around self-worth. So confusion, what I'm seeing confusion as is a distraction or a sabotage towards you being really firmly empowered in your worthiness, in understanding that you are worthy. And this has now become a negative belief that obviously that you're not worthy, or you're not good enough, or that you're not enough just as you are. And so because you're in that negative belief system, when the world is showing you the opposite of that, for example, when you're getting someone that really is loving on you and is just showing you appreciation and gratitude, that feels weird to you and out of integrity to this negative pattern of self-worth. So then you're confused. Like, oh, hang on a minute. But you're not really sure why, because this self-worth belief is so deeply hidden that you're not sure why you're confused. And that then leads to more confusion. So this pattern first shows up age 3, again age 7, and then at age 13. Now, when I say those ages and stages, a memory or a story might come in, maybe it just in a small flash. Age 3, age 7, age 13, it might come in at any of those ages. If it doesn't, that's okay. We always know that it's right as well, and that perhaps those memories are just a little hidden. So the next layer of information that came through was around the soul identity and being impacted, and damage around sound. So there might have been some really loud sounds, or like lots of loud music, so they use sonic weaponry in war to inflict confusion and disorientation. They use sound as a weapon. And so even though this might not have been a deliberate use of sound as a weapon, there's been some sort of exposure to this very disorienting, confusing, loud sounds. And you can imagine at 3, particularly, our body is still growing, and it's changing, and our eardrums and the parts of ourselves that experience sound most fully would have been very sensitive at that age particularly, and so very easy to be exposed to something loud completely innocently by people, and for it to have an impact. The next layer was around exploitation and feeling exploited, and the sort of coding for being exploited. And that also, I imagine, is one of the areas of confusion where it's like, well, I'm giving and giving, and that because that's what I'm, being shown and told to do. But then on the other hand, I also feel exploited in that dynamic or extracted from, and so I'm confused now. What do I do? Do I, pursue this, or do I pursue something else? It can be very confusing. The auric field that came through was in the celestial field and around consciousness being impacted, and so it's this separation is the way that I want to explain it. So it's this belief that we are now separate. And at age 3, that's probably a time when we're starting to realize, oh, we have bodily autonomy. We're not all the same. It's the stage at which children will start realizing that your world is different to their world. So the example that I'm reminded of is where children will move from the play where they're putting their hands over their eyes and saying, you can't see me, and they believe you can't see them because they can't see you. And when at age 3, we're starting to move out of that at that stage. So we're really realizing, oh my gosh, we are separate. But that then disconnects us from consciousness, from this understanding that we are also the whole. And then the chakra came through around the heart chakra and forgiveness. So a difficulty forgiving, or forgiveness being a kind of a challenging thing. And so we've got this very powerful. So confusion as a weapon is almost what I want to say. Confusion is a tool, if you like, to keep us separate, and to keep us stuck in our single identity, and to keep us overwhelmed and disempowered, and away from our innate worthiness, and separate from our heart, separate from this understanding that we are whole and complete just as we are. I'm not sure if you've got a story or a memory come through yet, but I'll just give you a bit more information that might help with that. It was, again, it happened in teenage years. There was an associate involved. It was at a family occasion. You were surrogating on behalf of somebody else. So it's likely that this was someone else's thing and you took responsibility for it. It happened because there was a contract. So where there was like, that from a soul point of view, or from a person, person to person, where you're like, I will never let you down, like that sort of thing. And it was a soul impact that happened. And so that's the information that we've got. And so if confusion has been a tool for you to keep you stuck or small, or in a safe zone that is no longer serving you, and or keeping you in this sort of disempowered, overwhelmed state, then I'm just going to ask if you're ready and willing to heal that. And if you are, to proclaim out loud with conviction that you are, yes, I'm ready to heal this, so that we can move forward into the healing stage. Excellent. Okay, so the parasitic entity voice is the first thing that we're going to heal. And what came through for that is that it demands secrecy of their presence. So the voices warn their victim to refrain from speaking about them and what they say. They say that people will think they're crazy, shun them, or they will get locked up. And so that could be just the knowing that there's this that you do have conversations in your mind, and that you're hearing messages from some other realm, which is just inside of you. It's not necessarily that you're talking to ghosts, or that you see dead people, but it's that there is this thing. And so they're saying, don't tell anyone about it because they'll think you're crazy. Whereas sometimes it actually was our intuition, the wise old man the guidance, the knowing, the wisdom that's coming from within you. And it's trying to say to you, don't tell anyone that that's there, because they'll think you're crazy, which then keeps you in this very confused state, because you're like, but that's a natural part of me. You know instinctively that that's a natural part of you. So it keeps us in this confusion. And what they say is others are out to get you. And that could be just as simple as like you feel like the judgment of others, or as complex as, yes, you definitely feel like other people are trying to sabotage you or get in your way or cause you harm or keep you from your path. And the confusing thing about that is that it's kind of you doing that through the use of confusion. I know this can be a bit of a mind bend at times, but it's really true. And actually, you don't have to fully understand this to allow it to work. So, let's keep moving. We're going to now heal those things. So you're going to repeat these statements after me using your name when I say mine and speaking with conviction. So let's begin. I rebel, cancel, void, and reject the parasitic demonic entity causing the effect of demanding secrecy of their presence. I rebel, reject and refuse the lies the parasitic entity voices tell me that others are out to get me. I acknowledge the lies and deception of this parasitic entity and reclaim control over my mind, thoughts, sovereignty, birthright, and divinity. I reclaim the truth that others are here to support me, that I can let others know about my intuition, my wisdom, and my guidance, and that everything is here to support my highest good. I close all harmful portholes, gateways, grid systems, stargates, and access routes to my energy field, and refuse any demonic or parasitic entity access to my mind, body, and soul. I choose to live as a sovereign, powerful, divine being and only accept information and connection from the pure, organic source energy. I choose to live in oneness with humanity from this point forward. I am blessed and I am free. Nice big deep breath in and out. And we're going to shake it. I love to shake at this point just to give our bodies a bit of energy to shift it. Make sure you get into all those parts of you where you were feeling sensation earlier. Shift, shift, shift. We're going to shake, shake, shake. Find where all the confusion has ever lied in your body and let it be released. We're releasing confusion as a weapon. We're releasing it as a weapon to overwhelm us, disempower us, have us separated from our innate wisdom, from keeping us from our worthiness. We're releasing confusion so that we can find other ways. So we're empowered, we're at peace, we're worthy, and we are in deep communion and connection to our wisdom, our guidance, and our knowing. And these are for our highest good. Great work. Well done. So we're going to do one more healing, and that is a healing for soul attunement and alignment to soul purpose. So this healing pathway removes negative associations and control from an identified person or organization that embedded mind control, abuse, identity removal, implants, entities, and false ascensions in any dimension or lifetime that blocks a soul's mission. Removes all past life, damaging splitting of soul fragments that keep souls trapped and afraid. Removes negative soul imprints, vows, guilt, rituals, black magic, and obligations that no longer serves humanity. Restores soul connection to the higher consciousness energy to gain support, momentum, and connection to one's soulmate through the return of lost and stolen soul fragments from all lifetimes and all worlds. So you're just going to listen to these words as I move through them, and then at the end there'll be something that you can repeat after me. So just take some nice deep breaths while you listen, deeply listen at all levels, and allow this healing to flow through you. Accessing all levels of advanced consciousness, advanced dimensions, advanced protection, ascension guides, the guardians and enlightened beings, I, Rebel, request for the attunement of your soul and DNA through the soul facets consisting of the word, the actus, the prima, the nomen, the spiritual name, for removal of all negative cords, imprints, control, and attachments relating to whoever it is that implanted these in you, using words of power, arom naraya, kelai, lekab, leha, seel, vaho, donai, amam, mabe, ayu, arom naraya. Confirm restoration of stolen and lost fragments, soul fragments from other worlds and lifetimes. Confirm removal of artificial downloads against your soul's purpose. Confirm removal of DNA hybrid interference and false sense to restore your soul's organic function. Restoration of your monad, oversoul, and avatar Christ body. Confirmation removal of alien hybridization trauma in the human DNA. Confirm activation of advanced perceptions, raised consciousness, and discernment. We're just going to bring our fingers together in a little bunch, and you're going to place them over your heart center in the middle of your chest. Take some nice, big, deep breaths. And then the same at your solar plexus, which is the section between your heart and your tummy. So kind of on the rib, the bottom of the rib cage. Same thing, just take some nice, big, deep breaths into that space. Clearing, receiving. And repeat after me, using your name where I say mine. I, Rebel, choose to release any causes blocking my soul purpose relating to ages 3, 7, and 13. I confirm removal of all false timelines, sabotages, and booby traps for my spiritual progress. I confirm my soul is aligned and attuned for my purpose and advancement. I confirm all harmful portholes, gateways, channels, and golems that siphon my energy are removed and allow 100% connection to my true soul's identity and to live in oneness with humanity from this point forward. Fantastic. So we'll do a DNA healing and close the case. So just keep taking some nice big deep breaths and allow these words to wash over you and allow this healing to be true for you. I request healing sound frequencies to reconnect and realign your DNA, RNA, chromosomes, wormholes, nucleotides, and hypercommunication. I request the purification and cleansing process of white and gold pure organic light. Dissolve all negative energies and attachments from you, from myself, from the rooms we occupy, from the buildings we're in, from the surrounding areas, from anything or anyone affected by this healing. I request closure and disabling of harmful portals, gateways, channels, stargates, NAA firewalls, and access routes to other dimensions and realities, controlling, interfering, or siphoning your soul and energy life force. I confirm the etheric, astral, mental, and causal light bodies are cleansed and strengthened, and that all Sephirotic healing forces are activated and connected to the organic, pure, white light source for the opening of the crystal rose heart and activation of your diamond sun body. I confirm and invoke the Christ consciousness light and request the guardians and angels to pour blessings upon you for all the thing you require to obtain soul freedom and sovereignty. I ask they guide and protect you and lead you on a path of empowerment to assist with the evolution of your soul and humanity. I ask that healing may continue throughout this time and that you may always know you are of divine, infinite worth and hold the power and choice for your transformation. I confirm these requests have taken place and this healing is complete. As you re-enter the full experience of your body and surroundings, please just tune back into your body and particularly into the sensation you identified at the beginning of the healing. What's the rating now? Has it shifted? What is the shape and color? And what feeling is attributed now? If you think about the issue that you came in to heal, what's your experience of it? Whatever it is, that is perfect. It may be similar or the same or completely different. Perhaps the sensation is gone altogether. Just know that the healing is complete. Sometimes it takes a little while for our person to catch up with the healing that's already been done. So please be kind to yourself always, but particularly so over the next 48 hours or so. Drink plenty of water, ground yourself by eating nourishing foods, whole grains and vegetables, and move your body to support any further shifting that wants to be had. Our energetics can shift quickly, but sometimes our body and our behavior takes a bit to catch up. So please just pay attention to that and reach out into the Wild Women group if you require any support to enhance your integration. Remember, you are love and you are a powerful co-creator in your life, and you are here to be enlivened and to have fun. May you bloom where you are. May your bower be blessed. And may you always know your wild worth.